We're live. Good morning. Happy New Year, or New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy the last day of 2019. And last night, Richard and I sat down and we were reviewing all of the video footage, stock footage, things that we have, just kind of glimpsing through it. And not just for this last year, but for most of the decade. And we can't believe how far we've come. We can't believe how much we've done. It's 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 kind of incredible. Each day happens just from sun up to sundown, and you try to get the things done that have to get done. And I think we don't always realize how much our life is full of great things. Um, so good morning. Thanks for joining me. And this is definitely, this is the end of a decade. It's the end of a year. Tomorrow starts a new decade, counting by the Roman calendar, which is a whole nother history lesson. But it's a marker in time, and it's a time when people reflect and they think about everything that's past, and then they look forward and think about how they want things to turn out in the future. And it's a time of a lot of introspection. And as we were reflecting on everything, I realized how much contrast there is in life, and that really is what gives it the beauty. There has been loss, and there has been tragedy, and there's been frustration and disappointment. There have been things across the board, personal lives, political world, that have not been what we would like to see. And then if we look back with a slight shift of the mirror, there's been beauty and joy and love and adventure and accomplishment and overcoming odds that were phenomenal, and we overcame, and that brings so much joy. So it's been a decade of very, very high contrast. And I hope that the next decade's contrast brings everyone appreciation for the beauty of life. It really is. Life is really a beautiful thing. And then I was thinking about my grandma. My grandma Kay is 100 years old. When in August we celebrated her 100th birthday, which means she was born in 1919. And so I was counting the decades that she will have lived in starting tomorrow. Hopefully she makes it to tomorrow. She will have been alive inside of 12 decades. She's not 120. She's just over 100. But being born in 2019 or 1919 and being alive in 2020 puts her into 12 different decades. So unless we don't start the next decade until 2021, and that's another discussion that I'm not going to have on camera. But it doesn't matter. I think she's incredible. She's bright. She's cheerful. She walks on her own 2 feet, and she's just a neat lady with a great sense of humor. And I'm really proud to be her granddaughter. So I hope some of you can join me this morning. If not, I understand. This is a crazy busy time. And I've been thinking about the fact that, the past is done. The past is set. It is immalleable. The only way to change the past is in your own mind, to change your perspective and which mirrors you use to reflect on it. But the future's unwritten. And some of us travel with a lot of baggage into the future, Some of us have so much baggage that we exceed our checked bag limit and have to box things up and ship them in order to keep all of our stuff. And some of us travel with just our ID and the money that's in our pocket. But most of us travel somewhere in between there. Most of us at least have some carry-on bags, and a lot of us will take at least one checked bag. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what kind of baggage you have. What matters is where you're trying to go. And I hope that all of you make choices every day that get you closer to where you want to go. And I hope that you make choices that you don't regret. Every choice we make after it's done becomes part of the past, and that can't be undone. But as long as it is a choice, then there's still the opportunity to reflect on it and to decide, is this a choice that I want to take with me into the future? So I don't know what the upcoming year is going to bring. I don't know what the upcoming decade is going to bring. I know it's going to be full of ups and downs and sideways, things we've never even anticipated, and hopefully a lot of things that we are looking forward to. And I hope that it'll just be a wonderful year. 2020, the year where everyone should have clear vision, right? So I hope it will be. I really do. I really do. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I will check in again with you tomorrow and wish you all a Happy New Year. Maybe I'll see if I can get Richard to join me tomorrow. We'll see. He needs his sleep. The problem with last night was we stayed up way too late. Oh my gosh. We had no idea we were going to take an hour and just kind of review things really quick. Because we really want to put together a video for you guys of our year in review and maybe even our journey in review, because we started this a little over a year and a half ago. And all of that, reviewing the raw footage and just watching the videos themselves takes time, and then trying to pull out the best pieces and editing it down to something that isn't overwhelming. That's going to take time, and we're a little slow getting started because we thought we were going to be someplace that we aren't yet. I definitely thought that we'd be spending the new year down in Cabo or La Paz, and we're still in Ensenada, but we're in a good place and we're happy to be here, and we're just waiting for the weather to cooperate, and we'll keep going. And that's kind of how I've lived my life. I just kind of lean in the direction that I'm hoping to get to, and then it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen, and then the ball drops through to the next level, and it's like, oh, I'm here now. And then it happens. And then I try to get to the next place, and we repeat the process of it not happening and not happening until, it happened. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I've viewed my life. Everybody has a different view of their life, I guess. But we have a lot of good hopes for the next decade, and a lot of good memories of the last decade, or the current decade, I guess. It's not over yet. I shouldn't write it off. We have several hours left, depending on what part of the world you're in. So thank you very much for joining in. I'm going to sign off. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Be safe. I hope to see all of you tomorrow.